Hey everybody, happy Monday. Here's 5 decks that you can climb the ladder with this week. And these are budget decks, so they should not cost an arm and a leg, a mortgage payment, or a used car payment. Looking at the win rates, it is a little bit the same as before. I didn't do a video with any deck lists last week. I talked about, cards to craft and what have you. But right now, even though we have, less than 14 days away? Yeah, less than a week and 2 days away from the new expansion. So we're in a little bit of a lull here. There is some decks that you can play. So win rates, Paladin, Warrior, Warlock, Hunter, and Priest. There's decks for every occasion right now that you could play. The only one that's going to cost you a little bit more dust is Warlock. Warlock is just really, really expensive. I spent most of the time looking for a deck that was even less than 9,000 dust, and I could not find it that didn't have a win rate of like 20%. So looking at standard, that's what it is. Demon Hunter's still low. I don't know how the new Showdown and the Badlands cards are going to be for Demon Hunter. We'll see what happens. Druid, I think Druid's going right back up with all of the Dragon synergy it's going to have. Twist is still funky. I loved Journey to Ungoro. I love the fact that those cards are in there. I just don't see anything yet that would say, hey, we can have a good conversation. It's just Paladin and Rogue right now. And it's just launched a couple of days ago. So this is going to take some time to shake out. I will bring Twist decks into the conversation super soon. To go over the classes. So Death Knight has a couple of decks that you can play. Outcast Demon Hunter is still good that you can use. Relic, there is some opportunity there for Relic. Druid, you got Drum and you have Treant Druid. Ramp is dead. But Big Druid has a little bit of room. It's like a 49.1%. So you have some opportunity there to win some games. Hunter, you got Arcane, Secret, Hound, Myth Hunter. Myth Hunter, I didn't even hear about that. That is brand new. Popularity is low, so we'll see how that is. I'll take a look at that one going forward. When they did the Druid nerfs, Rainbow Mage stocks shot way up, and it's currently really high on the win rates, especially if you go past gold. So Rainbow's good, Spooky, Elemental. You guys got a lot of opportunities there if you have just a lot of mage cards. Paladin is what it is. Aggro Pure, you can't go wrong with those. Silverhand, we're going to talk about at least one of those decks because they're also not super expensive. Undead Priest is at 56.4%. I love this deck, and it's not going anywhere. Big Rogue and Mech Rogue, Control Warlock, Thaddeus Warlock. Yeah, you have, like I said, options of playing Warlock. The problem is it's going to cost you a lot more than 1,600 dust. Shaman, you have Totem, you have Evolve. We've been talking back and forth about those since 2 expansions ago. Like, even before Titans, we were talking about those decks. And then Warrior, you have Control and Enrage. That's not going anywhere anytime soon. Like I was saying, Rainbow Mage across the board. As you get into the popularity, it just totally took over where Druid was. You know, it was Ramp Druid was like all the way up 14%, and now it's just Rainbow, Control, Enrage Warrior, Control Warlock. That's the name of the game there. So let's go over some decks. I picked a few. I have some suggestions here of what you can be playing. First one is Unholy Death Knight. It's got a 56.4% win rate, 0 dust, which means that all of these cards should be in the core set for you, or you should have gotten them super easy. There's only 2 legendaries, and one of them is Talon Forging, which will help you draw your highest cost minion, which will help you make sure that you get Lord Marrowgar and Stitch Giant. One of those 2 is in there. Lord Marrowgar is you're using all the synergies of the cards to build up all that corpses as many times as possible, and then at the end of the game, raise all of them and have a very big board with a lot of Risen Golems with Rush that are really huge. And then Stitch Giant rounds that out. But it's a well-rounded deck, and the cool thing is there is other Unholy cards that you can put in this. 100% opportunities there for you to add some adjustments here and there. Plague Grain, that's a good card. Staff of the Primus, you can go ahead if you wanted to, you could throw this in. You could switch it up with a little bit of Plague synergy. There's opportunities there, but you should have all of these cards. This should be easy for you to go with. Next up here, Silverhand Pally. We were talking about Pally. This is another 0 dust with a 52.7% win rate. The only two legendary cards in here are Tyrian Forging and Lothraxian, and both of these should be in the core set, should be easy for you to get. All of these cards are very good on their own. There's a lot of opportunities here for you to just play this deck. Right now it's all golden, so I apologize. Not all golden, but Hand of a Doll, you know that card. Bronze Explorer, they're just small minions, but you have the ability to summon a lot of Silverhand recruits and then try to get Lothraxian out, because after the rest of the game, after you summon a Silverhand recruit, give it Divine Shield. So you want to get out Lothraxian. Usually you want to mulligan for that card and just push it out as quickly as possible. Consecration, I love this card. Deal 2 damage to all enemies. We know how it is. And yeah, this is super awesome too. Give all minions in your hand +1/+1. So I usually try to mulligan for Grime Street and any one of the little 1 mana cards, or Bronze Explorer. Try to put as many minions in your deck hand as possible, and then go ahead and use Grime Street Outfitter. So it's a good deck, and it has options as well. You should be able to swap out cards both from the core set and then any cards that you have in the neutrals or the Paladin to mess around with this deck. It's quite versatile. Next up, Rogue, and I just saw this one. We talked about this months and months and months ago, but this is it's like a pirate rogue, and it has Mic Drop in it. There's no legendaries in here. Swordfish, Dread Corsair. So yeah, Swordfish is good. Look at how low these cards are. Not one card is above 5 mana. So you should be able to play anything really fast. Fillet Fighter, Gear Shift in case you need to go ahead and grab some cards you don't have anything. Jolly Roger, awesome card. Eviscerate, this is awesome. And then there's other pirates that you may have that pull that synergy together. This is an easy deck to play and pilot, and any pirate that you have in your deck, in your collection, will help. So it's 55.6% win rate. Let's see, what else? Frost Death Knight. And this was 63.5% win rate. It's 2,480 dust. You can swap anything out as much as possible. A chunk of these cards you should already have, so it's not a crazy expensive. There is a lot of cool things that you can do here. It's the Frost comp. If you've played it once, you played it twice. It's pretty easy to work with. It's also using Marrow Manipulator, which is, build up those courses and spend 5, and then it'll deal 2 damage to a random enemy for each, help you clear off the board. Thessarian, which is, has Reborn. Battlecry and Death Rattle deal 2 damage to a random enemy. Frost Fury. This is a very good card as well. You should be able to play this at least twice, and then there's so much options here that you can use. A lot of the Frost cards as well, if you have any in your hand as well, or in your collection as well. Excuse me. Overseer for Jadara, draw 2 spells. If they're both Frost spells, do 2 damage to all enemies. So there's some AOE type of situations depending on who you're playing. And the win rate, like I said, 63.5. It's pretty good. You have opportunities to switch some of these out. You have options here, so try this one out. Last up, and I was hoping we would have something Hunter related. 62% win rate. The dust is 1,760. I confused the numbers there for a second. Excuse me. It's just a pretty fun Hunter deck. It's just, there's no legendaries in this deck. there's a lot of cards that you can go ahead and tech out or need to be used, like as an example, Ancient Kraken Bane. If you cast 3 spells while holding this, deal 5 damage. For 3 mana, try to mulligan this out. Absolutely. Celestial Shot, try to make sure you're using this after you have the opportunity to play something else right away. Prison Breaker, even though it was nerfed, it went from 3 damage to all enemies to 2 damage. It's still amazing. Try to put this in your hand if at all possible. And then, yeah, Twin Bow Terror Coil. If you cast a spell while holding this, your next spell cast twice. So just remember the cards as you're trying to mulligan and do that way. And then this one's pretty cool. Collateral Damage. Deal 6 damage to 3 random enemy minions. Excess damage hits the enemy hero. All of these decks that I told you about today, especially this one, there's opportunities to move some stuff around. So if you're fighting an opponent and you're looking for like this type of synergy, like I'm only hitting mages, or I'm only hitting paladins or what have you, you can tech out some cards pretty easily. Look at what's in your collection and see what normally works for you. If there's a specific board presence that you're fighting on your opponent and you're not winning, see if you have some text there. But all of these works, and this one, besides Collateral Damage, the highest mana is 4 mana in this. It's really cool. Thornmantle Musician, I love this art. And then this one right here with the finale, you should always be mulliganing this out if you can, or at least making sure that you do the finale, because it'll get 1/1. +1/+1, excuse me. Trinket Tracker, this is an amazing card. Vicious Slither Spear, this is a lot of times, this is in Demon Hunter, but it's absolutely also used in Hunter as well. And then Aerosmith, after you cast a spell, deal 1 damage to the lowest health enemy. There's some opportunity here for you to win some games. 62% win rate, there's something here. It's not a huge amount right now. There was not a lot of popularities with this deck, but there's something there, and there's many items that you can use that you probably have already in your collection that you can swap this out for. That's really it. That's all of the cards and the decks that I have for right now. Like I said, no twist this week. In the next 10 days, we're going to have the new expansion, so everything's going to change. So I wouldn't dust anything, I wouldn't craft anything right now. Start playing the games and winning the gold that you can, so you can go ahead and try to open up packs using gold. There's the catch-up packs that we talked about in this video that I did 2 days ago, about the new options. If you don't have a lot of the last 5 sets, you'll be able to get a lot of the cards from the last 5 sets, and we don't know the cost on that yet. We don't know the gold cost on those yet. You get some of them for pre-orders or what have you, but they have not said anything about how much those are going to cost in terms of in-game gold. That'll be interesting to see, but I think it was up to 50 cards per pack. I could be wrong. Yeah, up to 50 cards per pack for each one of those packs. So that's really cool, especially if you don't have a lot of cards. So that should be exciting for everybody that's playing this game on a budget. And as soon as I find out more information, I will definitely let you know about the details on those catch-up packs. And don't forget, if you're trying to win a bundle, I have one that I'm going to go ahead. I think it's the 8th. I think I'm going to run that contest on the 8th. I will link the video in the description below. And thanks a lot for watching my videos, and I will see you next video.